If my child has complications during pregnancy, I'm not going to bring that child into this world. If I go to scan and I found out that my child is going to have a deformity, I will not be a selfish mother to bring that child into this world.
Bringing a child into this world is a very huge responsibility. But what happens when the mother knowingly gives birth to a child with special needs, even when she doesn't have the patience, the finance, and the emotional strength to care for that child? Is this an act of love, or is this one of the most selfish decisions a woman can make? This is a very sensitive topic, and I know people would have strong opinions about it. Today, I'm going to be reacting to two TikTok videos that bring up this conversation. One video argues that some women are selfish for keeping pregnancy, where the doctors have already warned them that the baby would have severe disabilities. The second video questions why women who know that they cannot handle a special needs child still go ahead to have the baby, only to neglect or to mistreat it. So I would like to hear your thoughts in the comments before we go further. Do you think it is selfish to bring a child into suffering? Or do you think that every life, no matter the circumstance, deserves a chance? Let's listen to the first clip and we'll be right back.
If my child has complications during pregnancy, I'm not going to bring that child into this world. If I go to scan and I found out that my child is going to have a deformity, I will not be a selfish mother to bring that child into this world. I will not be a selfish person to bring a child into this world to suffer. Have you seen the comment section of a deformed person? Have you seen the comment section of even one thing going wrong in your body? Do you know how low of yourself you'd feel? If I know from birth, I go to scan and I see that my child is going to have complications, I'm not going to bring that child into this world. I don't care what the situations may be. I don't care how much I want to have a child. I will not choose myself over my child. I will not say because I want to be a mother so bad, I'm going to bring a child into this world to suffer. You mothers that do that, you are a very selfish person. You are seeing that you're going to say, I have to bring her anyways. I don't have you have a choice. You have a choice to choose that a good life for your child. You have a choice to choose that your child grows in an environment. Do you know how woke the century is going to be in a few years from now? Do you see how it is now? When you go to comment section of people that don't have legs, they don't have hands, or they have one complication with their faces, or their body, the way their body is formed. Do you see how they insult them in the comment section? I saw something on the internet a few days back about a woman that has children with cerebral palsy. Do you see how those children are? What's the future going to be like for them? What is the future going to be like for them? What is in for them? That you are choosing yourself over a child that is not even born yet. You are choosing your child. You're choosing a life for them, a life of suffering for them. We can do better as intended mothers and mothers. Do you understand me? Always choose your child, not yourself. You have lived your life and you have lived your life to the fullest. Do not bring a child into this world to suffer.
So this creator is basically saying that some women go to the hospital maybe for a checkup or something, get told that their child has disabilities or abnormalities, but they still choose to carry that child to term and give birth to it. And because of this, the child grows up, unable to live a normal life like their peers. So let's talk about it. So imagine growing up and realizing that your life is full of suffering, pain, dependency, bullying, and medical complications. Knowing that your mom had the choice to prevent this, but she did not. That's a very tough pill to swallow. So a lot of women struggle with the idea of, I don't want to say it out because of YouTube, but the A word, for religious, moral, or personal reasons. But at what point does bringing a child into the world become a selfish act rather than an act of love? If you know that this child is going to struggle with, daily life, why bring them into the world? Because you could not handle, making a difficult choice. Some people say, but doctors don't always get it right. And that's true. There are cases where a baby may be diagnosed with, some conditions in the womb and they end up being fine. But there are also cases where the doctors are 100% right and a child will be born into a lifetime of suffering. So do we gamble with a child's life hoping for a miracle? Let's read some comments and we'll be right back. These kids with cerebral palsy usually get raped by their male relatives. Wow. Since they can't scream or do anything, it's so unfair to give birth knowing them. It's so selfish. Wow, what do you guys think about this comment? Is this true? Kids with cerebral palsy, do they experience things like this? This other person says, I was born with a rare condition called hemihyperplasia, when one side of my body grows more than the other. Throughout my whole existence, I've always felt ashamed of myself. Okay, so I think people are talking about their own experiences with deformities or issues with their body. Okay, this other person says, I was advised to remove mine. That's her child. I think the doctor advised her to remove hers. The earlier, the better. I just removed mine at the third month. I can't be crying forever for my child. Wow. This other person says, your own is better. Even after birth and the child has cerebral palsy, I will not keep them. Really? I can't really say anything on that. Everybody has their own opinions. I reject that life for me. I know of someone that the man ran away and left her. Euthanasia. This person says, I don't have any deformities. All I had was an overbite tooth. And they showed me hell in high school. I got braces to be able to laugh in public. Wow. So imagine that you just have an overbite and people are laughing at you, bullying you, and all of those things. So imagine what other children with other things would have been experiencing. So I think these people are just responding to the video, saying that it's better to listen to your doctor and do the needful than bring the child into the world. But what do you guys think? I really want to hear your opinion in the comment section. All right, so let's watch the second video and we'll be right back.
I believe in my whole heart that a lot of people don't really think about having children. And let me explain. When people have the idea of having kids, they never really think about, oh, what if my child were to be born with a disability? What if they were born with like a mental issue that I cannot detect early on in my pregnancy? And when they don't think about these things, they have a child that ends up having one of those specific issues and they regret having kids. And what I'm trying to say is, if you know for a fact that you do not have the patience or do not want to take care of a child that has a mental disability or just any type of disability as a whole, do not have kids. Because no one's guaranteed to have a healthy child. Nobody is. And if you know that you don't want to take care of one, do not have kids, risking the chance that that would happen. Because it is not fair to the child that they go on with their life feeling as if they're a burden, especially when they can't even take care of themselves. I saw a Reddit post like months ago that stuck with me. It was so disgusting. This man basically confessed, anonymously of course, he basically said that he hates his autistic son. He hates his autistic son so badly to the point that he wishes that his son would be dead. He felt like God punished him by giving him a child that had that severe disability because his child was nonverbal. He hates taking the child out into public. It was just like disgusting. And my thing is, if you knew you didn't want to have a child that had a disability, why would you even have children in the first place? Because there are chances that that could happen. I am fully prepared on taking care of a child with whatever disability they have. I already told myself that. And there are some people who haven't even thought of it because, who's going to want to think about their child having a disability, of course. But it's good to just prepare, because let's just say you come to the terms that you don't want to take care of a child that has a disability because you don't have the patience for it and it would overwhelm you and you just don't want to deal with it. Don't have kids. You can adopt. You can literally adopt. And if you still want to have kids, that's fine. But just know that it's not a 100% guarantee that your child's going to come out healthy. And whatever you do is that once that child is born, it's your responsibility to take care of them.
Wow. So this creator is saying that some women who don't have the emotional capacity will still choose to give birth, knowing fully well that they cannot provide the care and love that the child deserves. And I have to say that I completely agree. Now, when a child with special needs does not receive the proper care, they don't just suffer physically. They suffer emotionally too. They feel unloved, unwanted, and burdensome. Some of them even end up resenting their mothers. So some people may argue, well, they can give their child up for adoption or rely on government support. But let's be real here. How many special needs children get adopted? And how many end up in institutions where they are not even given proper care? Is that what you want for your child? Parenting is already difficult, and raising a special needs child is even harder. If you know that in your heart you cannot do it, why bring a child into this world where they will suffer more than thrive? Now, before anybody says that I'm being too harsh, let me acknowledge something very important here. Not every woman who chooses to give birth to a child with special needs is actually selfish. Some mothers are incredibly strong and they will go above and beyond to care for their children despite the challenges. There is also the argument that removing a pregnancy because of disabilities is unethical. Some people actually believe that every life deserves a chance no matter what. But here is the actual hard truth. Love alone is not enough. You need patience, you need money, and you also need strong support system. If you don't have these things, then making an emotional decision to bring a child into suffering is not kindness, it is cruelty. So what do you think, guys? Do you believe that women who bring children with severe disabilities into the world, knowing that they can't care for them, are selfish? Or do you believe that every child deserves a chance no matter what? I'd really like to hear your thoughts in the comment section. And if you found this conversation interesting, please don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll bring up more interesting conversations like this. I'll see you in my next video.